Welcome back. And in this episode, we're going to work on making those rocks back there. Just so happens that's placed kind of nicely, so let's get it out of the way. I'm going to turn on selection highlights again. I'm going to select, oops, we're just going to get rid of these doors back here. Deselect some stuff, delete those extras, make sure and save it. Okay. Now these rocks are pretty basic. I'm probably actually just going to start with a cube, as I usually do. And let's see, mostly it's about placement and casting shadows, so we're going to bring this back in and we'll deal with the shadows and stuff later, but let's get that right about there. So now I want to get this placed, and it looks like it's sort of just placed kind of off the corner of the house here. You can see it sort of shooting up there. Make it a little bit bigger, a little taller, and it's kind of just placed right there. That's pretty good. So now let's give it a little bit of form and shape. So the basic shape of this, you can see it almost has like sides. You can kind of see indications of sides and things like that. First off, though, it definitely tapers at the top, and then you can see there's almost like a center point, like right around here. And then from here, it almost looks like it shoots out a little bit more around these sides. So we're going to scale it up a little bit. Maybe we'll even just pull these off like here. Just extrude them out. There we go. Maybe look up here. Actually, I'm going to move it over because we're kind of looking at that silhouette shape there. We want to try achieving that same silhouette. And if you look at it, I'm going to hit B, turn soft selection on, just pull these up a little bit. And then you notice this one kind of goes down, sort of over here. And I want to make this a little more odd shape, so I'm going to grab the whole thing and just sort of, actually I'm going to grab just pieces of it, sort of just squish it around a little bit. There we go. You notice it sort of pulls up like that a little bit. I'm basically just kind of following my drawing a little bit, but I'm also just thinking of how I could better it maybe. It does look like we have the whole thing sort of tilts and turns a little. And I'm just grabbing randomly a little bit just so I create a little more interest in the shape. Put that back into place. Honestly, that's probably enough sides just to go with that. I'll move some stuff out. You know, I could just grab all these edges and just bevel them all. That'll kind of give it a nicer look to it. So those will react nicer to the camera. And I could go in here and add a few extra pieces of geometry just to kind of play with. Here, this might go a little bit here. That's a good basic structure. I mean, that's going to be receiving the lighting nicely. I could go in here and grab maybe this edge here, deselect this back face, maybe push it in, or just get a little more of a form so it doesn't have that recognizable cube shape anymore. Grab this one, pull it out a bit. There we go. That's a decent start to that one. So now we got that big one back. There's really not too much hinted back in this piece, but you notice I reflected it back in these other ones. You can see it kind of was eroded away at the base. Maybe this piece fell off the top of it. That's kind of what we're hinting at there. So we're going to make another cube. And this one I'll worry a little bit less about the size. I'm going to focus more on, excuse me, the shape of it. So I'm really just looking at those back pieces there. And I'll show you something I always think about when I'm working on these two when I get a little bit further into the lighting setup. Okay, we're just gonna take this, extrude it, pull it down a little bit, scale it in. And it's a little bit of an offset, so we're just gonna go off to the side a little bit, pull it in. We did another extrude, just hit G, and another extrude. And then I want to do kind of this little bit of a piece hanging off the side, just do an extrusion. and scale it in a bit. And then grab these tops. I mean, that's pretty much the shape it is. We could go in here and maybe I'll grab this side here and do a bevel on it and see how that looks. Sometimes it'll be nice, sometimes it won't. That's actually pretty nice. I like that bevel. That's a nice bevel. I'll do another one over here. And on the back side as well, bevel. Scale it up. Another one there. Max that out. And then I want to go in here and just kind of make it a little more organic looking. So we're just going to grab a few points, sort of haphazardly. I'm trying to grab them from one side. Now I'm going to grab this edge here that we created. Be a little bit, take it off. And that's pretty much our shape right there. So let's put it behind here. It's a pretty big shape. We'll scale it up. And I'm actually going to condense it. You notice it doesn't quite work the way I have it. Maybe we'll turn this one around. No. Though I will grab these bottom pieces and just move it over here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to duplicate this because it actually looks pretty nice like that. Oops. Select one, throw it over here, and you'll see why in a little bit. I'm going to hide that. And I'm going to pull it up over another screen just so it's out of my way, because at this point I don't think I need it referencing there anymore. So I'm going to put it in my PureRef doc. Zoom into it. There we go. And now I'm just looking over on the right side of my screen to kind of get an idea of how I want this set up. Just going to select all these pieces here. Actually, we don't want that top row. Moving this over again. I might actually add some additional geometry so we can get that curve. Remember, the base of the object had a little bit of a more of an indentation, more specific indentation than what I have here. Okay, let's get closer. Okay. Then we're gonna scale it up a bit more because I want it to be kind of to that point of the roof. We could just scale it up, move it over. And here's where I'm feeling like this needs to be moved. I think, you know, maybe I did show that again. So it's supposed to be there in my drawing, but I think I'm gonna put it over a little bit further. So I'm looking at this and it just doesn't quite look right. So we're gonna hide it again. Here's where we start kind of deviating from the original sketch a little bit more. Here's a trick too. If you hold D, you can kind of snap to the verts here. I'm just gonna use the same rock, duplicate it a few times, squish it and whatnot, and just kind of place these other rocks that I had in the background. Maybe I'll even grab this one, put it over here, scale it down. And then sort of just twist it a little bit, modify it. There we go. Let's see. Looking back here, I kind of want to add maybe some more detail or something. Maybe we'll put another line here. And then just sort of pull this out a little bit. Maybe another one right here. be on, just to give it a little bit more form. I'm actually going to grab these edges and bevel them. Up there. And I'm actually going to have, I thought I had the, yeah, here we go, target weld. There it is. I'm going to move that over. Ooh. Target weld, and just weld that over. It just looks a little messy. That creates some weird lighting probably if it's too messy. And then I wonder if I can still select, let's try selecting this edge all the way around and bevel that too. Okay, there we go. I'm going to set one of these way off in the background too. Scale it up. I'm going to do this. I'm hitting Control Shift H to unhide this, and Control H to hide, Control Shift H to unhide it. And then I'm going to turn on wireframe. I'm going to hide that again. Like about there. I'll put one over here. About right there. Control Shift H. And then hide it again. That's about a little bit of a tangent there, so I'm gonna move that over. Go in here. And kind of just shrink this down a little bit. Okay. And maybe even raise this up a little. Okay. So in the next scene, or the next one, let's do a quick setup and lighting. Now we have most of the stuff in the scene. So let's save this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Like the video if you really liked it. Subscribe and turn notifications on if you super duper liked it. And I will see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.